Love the dark, can't see a thing. We're going to step on something or walk into a tribe. What is that? Oh, log. I'm trying to find my old camp. Now the fire's gone out, so it doesn't make it very easy to find out where it is. I think you'll find it will be daytime fairly soon, so I'll probably be able to see it. Yep, I'll probably be able to see it when it gets about 6, because all these leaves are starting to glow orange. I just need to find the creek where I was. That's the side of the hill somewhere. I think the next heading I might try, as opposed to being number 4, I might say, come get lost with me, because I have really bad orientation skills when it comes to forests. Wow, I have gone a long way, I think. Because none of this looks familiar. That guy doesn't look familiar either, but you know what, if I got him... Oh, there's a snake. Get that rattler. Got him. Now let's get some meat off that bugger. Quite a bit of meat off him. Don't know if they've changed that or not. There's one of those plants. Let's harvest that. This is a herb that you can use for your bandaging. I think this might be... Oh, it's tobacco. Yeah, I thought it was. Well, that's tobacco leaf. The other one was another herb. Sorry, I'm being mistaken with that. Let's go back to spearing. Let's go see if we can see... I think it was down there. We'll watch. Let's see how we go with southwest. I thought I said, didn't I? That way, but that's if I head that way. Let's go for a run. Can't get any worse. I'll probably just die. Oh, I stepped on it. No longer do I say that, I'll go and step on one of those. Now, did I make myself a bandage before? No, I haven't. Okay. We need a venom bandage real quick. Now let's see if we can find one of those wonderful yellow leaf plants, shall we? Oh, that's the anthill I walked into last night. Oh, another one. And now where's those yellow plants? Am I going to die? Hang on, we've got something else on me as well. Let's go see if we can get that off. What else have we got on me? Got a leech on me? Or is it just a bite? No, we've got leeches everywhere. It's off. And that one there is a bad bite. So what can happen is, I'm going to pass out in a minute, but let's have a look in my bag. If I've got anything off. No, nothing decayed. Alright, there we go, we're out. Might die because I'm passed out with poison. No, poison's gone. And I'm going up, thank goodness for that. Thank God for easy mode. I'm going to see how much fun this game would be if you were playing on hard. Not an easy thing to do. Well, for me anyway. I'm having enough trouble trying to find out where my camp is. It might be just as easy to make another camp up. Mind you, shouldn't give up too early. Let's see if I can find it back. Oh, here we go. What have we got here? This is a trap, I think. Yes, it is too. So now I've seen the snare trap. You'll see up the top right corner there, you know, I've just passed out. It actually says now I've learnt the actual snare trap. Now this is the coolest part of this game. The reason why I want you out there to look around, find things, is to learn. And here's a little pathway. And we're starting to get near some civilization. Now, I don't have the energy, and I don't have enough mushies. I have got some going off it, mind you. So I won't eat those because they're not good to eat. Spoiled. Don't hang on to spoiled stuff unless it's food like fruit or meat. When you harvest that, you will get a wonderful byproduct called maggots. Yeah, it sounds terrible, I know, but it's something that they used to use, and obviously in this game too, to get rid of disinfection. Sorry, not get rid of disinfection. Disinfect, get rid of infected wounds. So when you come up against a horrible creature like a cougar or you just fall down, you scratch yourself. Worst thing to happen in a jungle because there's so many parasites and stuff in there. Obviously bandage up as quick as you can. But here's the plant we're looking for. But if you don't get a chance to bandage up and you can't find the plant that I just found then, you get a chance to at least get rid of the infection first before you put a bandage on. If you've left it too long on the bandage. Alright, there we go. Molinero leaf. We want to harvest that. Sorry, we want to craft that straight away. Where are we at? Craft. Now what you can do is I can craft just a simple bandage. Bang, over here. Or what we can do, we can go craft and put that with it. Is it tobacco leaf? Oh, it's not tobacco leaf. I do beg your pardon. I think you can put the other leaf with it. And you can definitely put, not a bird feather, definitely put, look at my bloody cursor on it, stop it. Hey Jimbo, thanks for coming buddy. A bird feather, again, let's get them out of the way. You can put, you may have noticed before that I picked up the remnants of my fireplace. Come on. Charcoal with it. No. Ash, which is just below it. And I can't get to it properly. You have to take my word to it for it. You can put ash with it to make another kind of bandage. There's an anti-venomous bandage, which is always good too, because there's plenty of places, plenty of things in here that like biting you. Leaving a horrible poisonous venom for you to degrade very quickly and of course die or pass out, which I'm just about to do again. Honestly, as far as energy goes and passing out, not a big issue when you're in easy mode, which is what I'm on because I'm pretty pathetic as far as playing the game. We've done about 40-50 hours of the thing because you get everything back and most of the time you don't get any kind of parasite or any kind of worm by falling asleep or passing out, should I say, on the ground like that. How you been, Jimbo?
Hungry.
And getting back up again. All good. As you can see, I've got a little bit of energy. Not enough to make a fire, as we spoke of before, but enough to be able to keep going and try and find where I've lost my camp. Mind you, it's not a very big camp. It's not a big structure. I might even just look at maybe getting enough time up to make another one to save to and just stay there. Make something a little bit more like home, as opposed to being just a little leafy hut and a shelter. There's a bit of meat up there. I wonder how good we are at creeping up on this bugger. You watch me flounder here. Let's hope that I don't step on a snake doing it. He's a good one, this one. Nice and big and fat and juicy. He's got a mate. And I got him. Look at that. Oh, and that's a snake. You bugger. There he is there. And when you think you're going really well, you go and step on a snake. It can certainly put a crimp on your day. and I'll probably pass out from that. And I don't have, well I do have, but I can't find the ash to make. Oh, just chuck me. I think I just chucked me thingybob away. Down here. There it is. Oh, I just set myself a bit more. Let's get in there real quick, see how we go. We'll let it pass out. Yeah, sneak up on the bugger. Well, I did sneak up on it, but as you can see, I stepped on something probably a lot worse. It's not always good to step on a rattlesnake. As you can see, I need some sleep. Now the poison's gone, so, you know, I'm pretty rough and tough. That's how they build Australians. Not really. It's because I'm playing easy. Even if I'm playing like medium, there is a very big difference as far as survivability goes. You've got to take it slow, very small steps at a time. I'm doing it easy because, yeah, first, you know, I've just got a lot more to learn still. Secondly, it's always good to be able to show people a few extra things as opposed to just passing out and doing the wrong thing. Now, there is still that snake up here, so I'm going to be very careful. There he is. So what I want to do with the snake is I'm going to kill him because he's not very nice. And if you step on him again, I'll say, oh, I should have killed him the first time. Oh, I'm not going to throw it because I passed out first. Okay. The good thing about this is that I'm not losing too much health when I'm passing out, but you may have noticed that that little icon down the bottom left-hand corner, which looks like a head with a bit of a brain in it, that's my sanity level. So if I keep passing out too many times, my sanity drops, I start hallucinating, and some evil stuff happens. And it makes it very difficult to work out whether you're actually hallucinating or it's the real thing. I've gotten to the point where I've completely gotten rid of all of my sanity, and I got attacked by about 10 tribe members, thinking, where do these guys come from? I have no idea. I'm nowhere near their area. Why am I seeing all these tribe members? The best way to figure that out and know that you're hallucinating, obviously from the sanity button, is the fact that you're they disappear. You throw a spear at them, or you attack them with a spear, or whatever you want to do to try and stop them from attacking you, and it turns out they just disappear into thin air like a big poof of redness, like you've hit them with the fan as opposed to a spear. Quite comical really, but of course obviously a little bit freakish. I'm going to get rid of some leeches on my body by the look at this meter up here. Let's have a look at my legs, do a bit of a dance. Not that one. Here we go, look at that. 5 of the little buggers. There we go. That wouldn't be helping my sanity in any way. Alright, now I need some sleep. The only trouble is, what am I going to sleep on? I need sleep twice over by the look of it. Drop some sanity down. Sanity -2. Not always good. Now, this is where we start asking the question. Should I continue trying to find out where my camp was, being that I'm not very good with orientation, and we went down a creek and turned around and I think went up a different one? Or should I just put something down and just continue to pass out until I make a bed? Because, or maybe sleep on the floor. I haven't got any bones, so oh, I do. Okay, well, let's just pass out on the floor. Now I've got to remember how to do that. Down here, Z. Not for too long though. Okay, so that's bugged. So you see my arms going everywhere. There's 2 ways of sleeping, and I haven't fixed that yet. I thought we'd have fixed that a while back actually, but there's one way to sleep where it bugs out and it doesn't actually bring back any energy. I'm going to pass out instead here. And there's another way of doing it, you know, because you've got this one and then you've got the notebook one. One of them freaks out, which I think just found that one, and I probably won't remember again. That makes you freak out when you pick up. Now I'm quarter sanity, so the only way of picking sanity back up is to get comfortable. As we all know, you know, hard day of work, all that sort of stuff, you know, come home, I don't feel real sane at all. Let's go and get something to eat, sit down in front of the TV or in front of an open fireplace, always a nice thing, and of course the sanity level starts rising. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock out a real quick fire. under our fireplace. Let's whack one just here. Hope there's not going to be too much rain. Let's go to our tool. Use. Stick a bird nest in it. Oh, hang on for a minute. We can't do that. But you know why? Again, just going to swear. There we go. Is we don't have the energy to start the actual... what do you call it? Now, Jimbo, what do you mean by what time is it there? Do you mean in the actual game or at South Australia? I'm going to go with probably more likely South Australia. The time here is 9:46 p.m. Now, how am I going to do this? We're going to need to get some energy up, and I don't think I've got any way of... Get rid of these leeches. No, that's a worm. This is where we need bones. All right, here's a good demonstration. Harvest. Now, it's going to make tiny bones out of that. Or one tiny bone in this case. In this case, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to do it before we do. Whack the bone in there. That gets rid of the worm. And put a bandage on. Stops it getting infected. Alright, so you're just about ready for lunch. There we go. So that didn't affect my health in any way because I'd covered up after hurting myself. Our only problem is we have no way of getting that much energy back to do it because we are out of mushies to get more energy. So now here we go. Rotten meat. Right click harvest. Gives me maggots. Maggots we spoke of before. Horrible looking things. Don't think they put fishing in quite yet, but it's fantastic for getting rid of infections. If you don't have a bandage, harvest again. Don't eat the rotten meat. You don't want to start throwing up again for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, probably about 5 minutes. Probably not as far as 20 minutes goes. That would be pretty horrendous. Let's have a look. Now, what we need to do, we really do need to find our old place. That's what we really need to do. We can't start a fire because we don't have the energy. Just thought of that before we put one down. This is going to help. We are going to eat that. Drink. And we are going to harvest. And we're going to eat. As you can see, puts the ghost bar up a little bit so it fills up a bit more down the bottom here. We can actually eat the maggots. He doesn't like it. He gets a little upset, but you know, you get a little bit more energy. Not a lot, not enough to be able to really circumvent them for that. Get a pizza. What kind of pizza do you like, Jimbo? Myself, meat lovers, or something spicy most of the time. But a lot of my food seems to be fairly spicy. It's just the way I am, I think. Let's see if we can find a... Oh, another coconut. Let's eat that. Drink. Eat. Harvest. And eat it. Now, because we don't have any room left, we're going to drop those shells. As you can see, we're getting quite populated here. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get some more feathers. There we go. They don't take a lot out because they're just feathers. A lot of room up. Let's go walkie down this path. Now, there is parts of this map that, here we go, so another one of those flowers. So there's going to be bananas. There is going to be parts of this map where you can actually stay. Now, funny enough, a good friend of mine in the UK, who was an inspiration to my streaming, Casper site, he did the same thing. The only trouble is it's normally a drug lord's den. They make, obviously from the coca plants, they're making heroin or something. They're all over the place, and I think there's about 3 or 4 camps, one big major one. They've got beds there, they've got food there, you can pinch the food and do whatever you need to do, but you sleep there, normally overnight you get killed. So it's not a good idea to actually sleep there if you can help it. And I'm going to pass out here, I think. This looks good enough. Right about here, there's that trap again. And the trap generally means to me that there is most probably some sort of camp, or at least somewhere we can get some other foods to get some energy up to make good camp. Now, here's a little cave. This cave here has an interesting little dweller called a scorpion, and it makes a weird noise, if I'm not mistaken. Unless this is the other cave. There's a couple of caves in here. This is a good place to make this is the new area they haven't opened up yet. A good place to be able to put a fire, because obviously there's no rain in here, so I don't have to worry about shelters. There is a lot of Magneria here, I remember. So we're going to be going a little bit of harvesting in here, but what we'll do first of all is we'll get rid of whatever is stuck to us. Unwanted passengers, go away. You can, and you can. Thank you. Now, I don't think there's anywhere to sleep here, and if there is, I don't think that anyone comes here, because there's a big... Oh, unless they've opened it. No, there's a big drop off here, down into the jungle, and further down there. They haven't opened it up. You can get down there, but it does bug out, because it hasn't quite been finished. And, of course, obviously the game hasn't either, so it's just something for the future. Something to look forward to. And of course, being that there's a lift down there and there's a generator, that's not something that a painted native has brought along with him. It's going to be another Westerner that's made something that they're harvesting from the jungle, be it something a little bit more on the illegal side. The forest is something I was going to do tonight, actually. I put in my second... Thinking hard now, I know you can hear it. I think in my second or my first video that we did, first stream we did, I actually completed the forest on VR, and that was a trip. It was fantastic. So well made. Not 4K like this, of course, because the VR in either the Oculus or the HTC isn't quite 4K. But having said that, many a night of having the imprint of a mask on my face, because it's so enjoyable. It's very hard to put down. The scary part for me is that with streaming, very hard to see chat, as obviously yourself, without having to take it off and have a look every time, because there's no interface for chat on VR streaming that I know of, unless you actually have a look every now and then, just pause it or whatever else. I wish I can do, but I was thinking, I won't do it quite yet, because we'll see how we go with Green Hell for a bit longer. And they've added a few things that I haven't seen for a while in here. What they've done with the forest is they've actually increased and or bettered the interface for VR. There was a lot missing from VR because they put on their beta VR experience. So to a certain degree, as I said to a lot of other guys, because they're all on my server, I got them to tell me what I needed to create things, because in the VR mask it didn't tell you what you needed to add to create, whereas with it playing like this on 2D, it'd come up with a little cog, and it would have, you need 2 extra skins, a stick or whatever else to make this as a recipe. And it wasn't a discovery recipe, it was something you got straight away. But in VR, you only had the picnic blanket, as I used to call it, and just hope that when you add it to it, you might get exactly what you're after. A lot of it sort of made sense. Where I was going to before is that you didn't get markers either. So when you started doing collecting lots of logs and lots of sticks, because it's very heavy on crafting, and I really love being able to make structures. Ark, as I said, I put in I think it was about 2,500 hours into, and it's multiplayer as well. I did that at PvE. I didn't like the PvP side of things. So I made some pretty big castles and all that sort of stuff, as you could well imagine, with that many hours up my sleeve. But I'm not sick of it. There's a big one coming out, I believe, in this month, which is Extinction. I'm really keen on that. But I'm not sure the dates. I think it's 11th or 12th sort of rings a bell, but then it could also be backdated, as they've done before in the past. I don't blame them. It's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of new content in the Extinction, and they are saying it's the last DLC. That's with Ark Survival Evolved. But the difference, what I was saying before, is that's obviously not VR, that's 2D as well. But you'd have markers through the forest telling you where you've left your carts and where your house is. And you could also make markers up with just sticks so that you can find your way back easily, as opposed to Green Hill, where so I've got no idea where my camp is now. You'd be able to look where it is and go straight back towards that flag no matter what's in the way, providing you don't step on a snake, which is not in that game, but I'd probably step on one anyway. And you didn't have that in VR. There wasn't any places to put... Oh, you wouldn't see the markers in the VR helmet. But if you took the VR off, you went 2D, you'd see everything. You'd see all these markers. You'd be able to see all the cogs on what you can make, what you can't make, what you need to put towards making it. And it's less realistic in that regard. But now they've updated it. The VR mask does have that in there, so you can actually see where everything was. So I'm quite keen to see it on that sort of thing. It was fairly frustrating. First of all, mainly on the construction marker, but it was more so frustrating with not knowing where your house was. You really had to know the map to know where everything went. So yeah, it's just all these things have updated. All these things I'm keen to stream on. Ark is probably easier to stream on. Green Hill, of course, and if I went 2D with the forest, I'm so used to having that in VR, which is so good. I don't think I'd be doing myself any kind of favours going into 2D with it again, so I might just play it and just go, well, you know what, let's have a quick look out, see if anyone's chatting, and then come back into it again and just have a few breaks every now and then, go from there. Or just make it a YouTube series, which was another thought as well. I'm trying my hardest here to try and find out where my base went to, because I don't think I could do much more without the energy. So what I might do, and I'm going to do this, don't know why I picked that up. Just go this way a bit more. Here we go. So just an idea of what sanity's like. I'm not sure if you've got good speakers going at the moment, Jim, but I tell you, in one ear then there was this ghost making a horrible noise. Something reminiscent to... There we go, there's another one. It tells you that you're a loser, you're not going to get anywhere, you're going to die, why are you even trying? It's almost like your own depression state in a game. And then they start laughing in your ear. It scares the living garbage out of you when you come across a heap of guys. I'm not sure what else they've actually added in there to make it even more scarier. Because it has been 5 or so patches since I played it last. But just even back in those days, it was pretty scary. So I'm in the red now. He's telling me I'm not going to get back. Stop trying to get back. It's saying, you're useless. I'm just going to keep going down here.
I'll get back. You might stop trying.
What I was going to say before, which is what I might still do, is I might say, no, that's it. I will do it now because I'm just too badly gone. I'm going to load the game back again where it was. Because I haven't done any progression. Oh, just in time by the sound of it. There we go, back here again. That's looking a bit better. This is the campsite. Yeah, you can get all that back, as I said, just by sitting in front of the fire and cooking something, eating something you've cooked, like a steak or something. I should be talking about that because I'm guessing you're probably hungry for your pizza if it hasn't been delivered yet. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure... Can you put a log on the fire yet? Because I don't think you can. How did I do it before? You can do it with a plank. No, I think it's a bigger fire. You can actually put it on there. So if I harvest this, lots of sticks that I'll probably drop, and I'll get a plank, which I think I dropped. Did I drop the plank? No? Where'd the plank go? Where'd the plank go? Oh, there, I don't know. Where'd the plank go? I lost my plank. think I might have fell through the world. Anyway, I'm gonna put a couple. I was going to put a plank on the fire. Actually, it might have already done it because I think that fire just stepped back a bit. So let's put some more wood on the fire. There we go. Now, if I remember right, we don't have any hydration, so we need to get some cocoa nuts. Now we're going to do a smart thing here. We're going to go in that direction. This big tree, that's got the blue, and it's only that tree, that kind of tree, the big rooted tree like that, actually has the blue mushrooms, which gives you lots of energy. A little bit of a Red Bull mushroom, as it were. So we're going to look at that. We're going to bring up our watch. We're going to look at our compass, which we already have. Let's say we're going to say it's due southwest to the camp. We're going to go in that direction, which is completely the opposite of southwest, which is that way of the tree. Let's go see if we can find it without stepping on a snake again. So let's keep an eye out for any snakes. And if I know you're anything like me, Jimbo, I should be playing with my glasses. I do require number 2 for reading, but I should be right. Let's see how we go. Any coconuts? Probably just walk straight past a couple. Oh, that sounds like a jaguar or a, whatever that new one is. I think it's a lynx. It's a smaller cat. I could do with the meat from it, but I could do without the claws. Hey guys, Battery Out here. Just a quick reminder that this is a YouTube that's been cut down from a Twitch live stream that could have been over 2 to 2.5 hours long, which is way too long for segments and or episodes. It makes it easier to follow if we have them down to 20 or 28 minutes like we have done on YouTube. You're certainly welcome to come back over to Twitch when we do a live stream. Hit a follow, keep an eye out for any kind of live streams coming along. Please come in, have a chat. I don't mind. It's good to be able to answer a few questions if I know them, or even just have a good old chat about the life and weather. So enjoy the YouTubes. They have been cut down to make it a bit easier for you to follow. And if you really feel like watching something that could be over 2.5 hours long, then you're more than welcome to come over and see it at Twitch channel. But yeah, enjoy it on YouTube. We are on Twitch. Just thought I could give you a quick reminder at the end of the video. And come on over if you feel like you want to do so. We'll see you there.